Well, hello, Sonoma County. Welcome today to Petaluma, California. I am so excited to show you around this amazing city today. It has a special place in my heart. I have a lot of good memories here with my husband and friends, and you'll see why. We are drawn here. We have a great time. There's so much to do. It's in a great location right here in Sonoma County, adjacent to a lot of other areas. And we're going to give you kind of a full city tour of what you can expect if you're thinking about moving into Sonoma County, and would Petaluma be the right fit for you? Is the schools going to work? Are there houses that are going to fit your criteria? Is the downtown going to be interesting enough to suit your lifestyle? We'll get into all of that and more. But first, I'm Morgan DeVincenzi, and we help people move into, out of, and all around Sonoma County every year. Our team, Sullivan Group Real Estate, cannot wait to meet you, chat with you, learn about your goals for potentially moving into Sonoma County and maybe making Petaluma your new home. Follow along. We can't wait to show you more. Okay, so we're filming this video. It is so beautiful out right now, and I'm standing in the downtown area of Petaluma right now before we take you all around the city and kind of show you what Petaluma is made of and see if it's made for you. We are so blessed to have Petaluma as part of Sonoma County. The sun is shining. It's, mid-July right now, about 10:15 a.m., and it's already nice and warm. The fog is rolled out, which is nice this morning already. Petaluma does get a little bit of that coastal fog. It's a little bit, it's on the southern tip of Sonoma County as a whole, and then also is closer to the coast compared to some of the other areas within Sonoma County. So we do get a little bit of that fog. But overall, the weather in Sonoma County is so nice. And Petaluma has probably more of the most temperate weather, where our highs, we may have a couple summer days that get into the hundreds, but for the most part, it's going to be a smooth 80 degrees at most in Petaluma. And then it cools down really nice in the evenings and mornings because that fog rolls in, that coastal breeze rolls in. So you're never going to be too hot for the most part in Petaluma. And then I kind of talked about where Petaluma is, but along the Highway 101, which rolls all the way from the Golden Gate Bridge, most people know exactly where that is. The Golden Gate Bridge, as soon as you get off that, you're on Highway 101 from San Francisco. You come up north, you're through Marin County, and the next city that you get into in Sonoma County is Petaluma. So we're about 40 miles from the Golden Gate Bridge. So a lot of people actually choose to move from either the San Francisco Bay Area or even Marin County up to Petaluma, because the commute isn't that bad, maybe adds another 15-20 minutes from Marin County, but the average home prices are so much better here in Petaluma than the millions plus or 2 millions in the greater Bay Area for an average home. So let's go check it out. I cannot wait to show you more. We're going to see a lot of buildings like this behind me because Petaluma as a whole was built up starting in the mid-1800s. So we have some stunning architecture down here, and the buildings are all well preserved, still used to this day. This is the library and museum here. I'm looking at several buildings that are boutiques, coffee shops, bookstores, home goods. I mean, that's just what I can see in front of me right now. So let's go tour downtown, and we'll talk a little bit more about the restaurants you can find, and then we'll pop into a few different neighborhoods so you can kind of get a feel for some houses. Okay, so right now we're going to kind of give you an idea of closer to that downtown area that we just came from. What are you going to find here in Petaluma? Well, two of possibly my favorite districts or neighborhood would be the downtown district itself, and or the Oak Hill Brewster district, which is just adjacent across from East Washington, which is one of the main thoroughways here in Petaluma that brings everybody into downtown. So in both of these areas, you're gonna find some of the most historic homes in all of Petaluma. Behind me, you're gonna find, I'm looking right at a beautiful Victorian. There's Craftsman, there's Darling Bungalows. It is just something for everybody, and there's no two homes alike. It's so interesting because you're not gonna find those cookie cutter homes in any way. You'll find gingerbread, but not cookie cutter. Haha, that's kind of funny. But you'll find something that will fit everybody because no two homes are alike. The houses vary in size. There's, you know, little 1-bed or 2-bed, tiny little cottages, all the way up to 3-story mansions of Victorians that sprawl almost an entire block in itself, with the grounds and the home as well. So we'll give you kind of an idea of what those homes look like. Homes in this area, in both the downtown and Oak Hill Brewster neighborhood, are going to run a pretty good price tag for the homes that are fixed up. There are some homes that are going to be in a little bit more original condition, which if you're willing to put in the sweat equity, could be a really fun project to restore one of these historic homes. But the homes that are a little bit more move-in ready, the smaller cottages are going to run probably at minimum about $700,000, and then all the way up to the mansions, you know, 5-6 bedrooms, again 3 stories, some of them. Those can get up to close to $3 million. So let me give you kind of a tour of what we're looking at, show you how that feels, and then we'll talk a little bit more of what you'll find in the other areas of Petaluma as well. Okay, so what do we think of some of these downtown Petaluma district and Oak Hill Brewster district homes? Aren't they absolutely stunning? Before we head out of this neighborhood, I wanted to take a moment to show you the view behind me, and hopefully this can almost kind of give you a little bit of more of the lay of the land of where downtown Petaluma is, the downtown Petaluma homes in that district, and then the Oak Hill Brewster district as well, just adjacent to those. So right behind me is Petaluma Boulevard, and then that crosses with East Washington. East Washington is a main thoroughway that goes east and west through Petaluma, and then Petaluma Boulevard goes like north and south. And so those two roads are going to get you pretty much anywhere you need to go within Petaluma as a whole, and then also will lead you straight to 101. It'll take you to Target, it'll take you to Bevmo, and there's gyms and there's restaurants and all the other places around Petaluma that you may need to go to. But you can kind of see behind me, we have some really cool architecture still. So we got the big kind of warehouse, old mills that used to be used. Some are still in use, some are not. And then directly behind me is a steakhouse. We got a pool hall. We got Brewster's Beer Garden, which is absolutely amazing, especially on a beautiful sunshiny day like this. Full bar and restaurant, and bring the kids, bring the pups. It's a really fun time. A lot of times they have live music. They deck it out for the holidays. And then just to my, I guess that's my left. I'm not very good with my left and right. Just to my left is right back to downtown. So you're back at McNear's, you're back at Sugo, you're back at the Mystic for live music, you're back right in the heart of everything for all your shopping and entertainment and wine tasting and things like that. So these locations, and I've probably emphasized this a lot already, these locations are so highly sought after. Oak Hill Brewster, Julie's doing a whole video about this neighborhood specifically, and she'll tell you more, but on a scale from 0 to 100, what neighborhoods are, you know, the hottest in real estate? Oak Hill Brewster is a 100 out of 100. So it's a pretty fun one. So let's go check out the rest of Petaluma, and I hope you'll find it as exciting as well. Welcome to the east side of Petaluma. We just toured you through the Adobe Creek district, and now we have made it to the College district on the east side of Petaluma. So initially, we started the video in the downtown area of Petaluma, kind of showed you around what the downtown looks like, the river, the shops, the restaurants, the energy, so cute. And then we took you to the downtown district as far as the neighborhood goes, and then up to the Oak Hill Brewster district with a lot of Victorian homes and more vintage style properties. This side of 101, so then we took East Washington down across east and over 101, and then we landed on the east side, which is a very different feel. As you can tell behind me and some of the other views that we showed you previous to this, it's suburbia, to put it nicely. And that's okay. It's such a nice area and there's a lot to love about it. The Adobe district that we showed you first, those homes were mostly built between 1960 and 1980. So they have nice functional layouts, a lot more single level homes than the ones that you would see behind me. As you can tell, they're mostly two-story. And a little bit larger lot sizes as far as wiggle room between each property, which is really nice. Both areas have nice wide streets and very clean, kind of cozy feeling neighborhoods. And both neighborhoods are gonna offer a little bit different. So the Adobe district is a little bit closer to the central area of town. You're gonna be like 5 minutes from Target, 5 minutes from Safeway, 5 minutes to the 101 overpass to get on and off 101 if you need to, up to Santa Rosa, down into the Bay Area, wherever you're headed, which is really nice. So that's kind of the perks over there. Now the College district is going to offer a little bit different feel. So it's called the College district because SRJC has a Petaluma campus, which is literally right there. And it's a very large campus. The main campus, of course, is in Santa Rosa. It's a very large campus, long-standing campus, and over the last 20-25 years, these neighborhoods around that campus have been built up and then given the name College District. Makes sense. So because these homes are about 20-25 years at most old, many of the homes even built in the last 5 or 10 years, you're gonna have a lot more of those modern layouts, large, more stately homes, open layouts, functional layouts, large primary bedrooms, either upstairs or downstairs. They still have decent sized yards, but you definitely aren't gonna have quite as big of a, expansive yard as you would in the Adobe district or some of the other areas. These homes were packed in there a little just more typical of those modern homes. So that's kind of the east side of Petaluma. Additionally, you have golf courses over here. You have the Petaluma Airport, which is a really fun thing to go check out. Tons of shopping, great location, a lot of fun parks. You have Leghorn Park and a few other large parks with basketball hoops and playgrounds and baseball fields and open grassy spaces. And it's really nice to have those just adjacent to a lot of these nice big neighborhoods to enjoy, connect with more community, and enjoy, obviously, this beautiful weather. Hello. All right, so before we officially close out of this video, I want to kind of give you this view behind me to also remind you, while we showed you kind of the main districts and neighborhood areas within the central area of Petaluma, Petaluma also has a ton of rural space and rural properties. Petaluma, as a reminder, is an agricultural community and has been since its very beginning back in the 1800s and before that. In fact, fun little fact, the Petaluma River was the main distribution point for all of the milk and dairy for all of the state of California coming out of Petaluma. Petaluma still prides itself on its rural communities, its dairies, its produce, things like that. And so if you're looking for a more rural property, if you're looking for something with acreage, a farmhouse, you want to have pigs, goats, cows, what have you, or maybe just some elbow room. Maybe you just don't want your neighbors seeing you pull in and out of your driveway every day. I get it. That totally makes sense. And if that's your vibe and that's more of your lifestyle, Petaluma also has that. We'll kind of give you a little snip of a few kind of more rural areas to show you how that feels in our area. But With that being said, there's almost no type of property that Petaluma doesn't have. So we'd love to chat with you more about your vintage home search, your new build home search, your rural property home search, and guide you on finding the right property in the right area, whether it's Petaluma or maybe somewhere else in Sonoma County if this wasn't quite the vibe for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, if you liked this video, hit that like button. It means a lot to us. And hit subscribe. We share a bunch of information about all things Sonoma County and Sonoma County real estate. We'll also have more in-depth videos on the different neighborhoods within Petaluma, deep diving into Oak Hill Brewster, into Adobe, and so on. So we'll link those below when those are coming out, and hit the bell. Then you'll be notified exactly when they come out. So I appreciate you tuning in. Can't wait to see you here in Petaluma and look forward to meeting you in the future.